In Lab 5, we are going to start writing programs that use a completely different starting template. The reason for this is that we want to be able to easily add what are called graphical user interface components to our program to allow us to make changes to the program as after it has started running. And so we're going to be able to click buttons and type text into text fields and have a more dynamic program execution. So the first several steps of Lab 5 are going to lead you through steps to download a zip file. In fact, I think I'll show it to you right now. If I go to the CSC 120 resources page, we've been used to using this mupanel.java for basic one-panel applications, but now, starting in Lab 5, we're going to be using something called the GUI Designer, Graphical User Interface Designer. Okay, and so to do that, you will right-click on this link, this zip file, and then extract the files that you will need for our starting point. So all the instructions in the lab will get you into that. And so here is a sample. When you are running, let me close these two. Okay, so this test Lab 5 project, we're now going to have two Java files for the main program. The MU panel is similar to what we've had before. That's where we can declare, instantiate, and use things and make drawings and so on. But there's also going to be an MU frame.java, and it's a special kind of file. If I double click on this to open it in the editor window, there are several tabs here. The source tab looks just like a regular Java program. Okay, but if I click the Design tab, now I get this palette over here in the right-hand column, and I can drag user interface components into my program. So I can have a button that will appear on the screen, and I can have text fields, the one-line things where I can type in text, and I can have multi-line text areas. I just can drag them into my program, and if I run the frame, my program has this JText field in which I can type, and a button that I can click, and here's multi-line text. Okay. So you'll see as you go through the lab directions how to work with this GUI Designer. GUI stands for Graphical User Interface. Okay, so as you go through the lab, there's several very simple steps that you'll follow. There's three programs that you will develop for this lab, and the second program, when it is complete, the steps lead you to develop a program that looks like this. Okay, so we have three fields. If we enter a name, Samantha Q student, okay, from Samantha, and then the middle initial and the last name. If I click the process input data button, it'll say what the full name is. Okay, and so John X public. Okay, every time I click the process input button, it will retrieve those values, tell me what the full name is, and then wipe them out so I'm ready to go for the next one. So that's program 2 that you'll develop. And then program 3, part 3, I guess, of the lab, is you'll also be working with buttons, and here is the way that this program should operate. It says buttons are fun, and you're given one button that will cause things to move to the right. So if I move to the right, and if I move this far enough to the right, it should change colors. Yes. And then I can move down on the screen, and it should change to a different color. And in the bottom right quadrant, I can move to the left, and it changes to that. I can move up. So that's the way your program will work when you are done with part 3 of Lab 5. So it's really nice that you can, before when we ran programs, it was just a static image or we just had the results. Now we have these components like buttons where we can click and cause changes to happen to the program when it is running. Okay, so that's sort of an example of what the program should do for Lab 5. Good luck and have fun.